Ignore the carpet and the exercise bike. Hi, I'm Will. I'm a comedian sometimes. I like people, and I also I collect VHS tapes. This is my collection. This isn't all of it. There's some over here and in a bag right there, and behind this and over on the other side. There's a lot over on the other side, but so this is the biggest collection of tapes, at least enclosed in one spot. So there's a lot missing that aren't here, but this is where the majority of them are. I really like collecting VHS tapes. I started because my friend, he got me hooked on them, and I started a small collection, and then it got bigger over time, and it just became a hobby. So I'd go to thrift stores and stuff and find VHS tapes, and sometimes, oh, this is a vacuum piece, I don't know why that's on there. Sometimes people would, we'd find VHS tapes, and people would be like, we're not using them, you can have them, and I'd be like, cool, on the side of the road, mostly thrift stores, like Value Village, and other ones, and Salvation Army, and things like that. But yeah, this is a pretty nice collection of VHS tapes, I think. I'm really happy with it. I've worked a lot for it, and I think it's pretty great. I figured I might as well show some of my favorites and maybe tell some stories behind them. I'll start with this one because this is a pretty fun story. This is the movie Dogma by Kevin Smith. And the funny thing about this movie is, at least as far as I'm concerned, it might not be true, but I've heard it, where this movie only ever had like 1 or 2 physical releases. Like, it got released in a one wave, but they never like remastered it, and it's not on any streaming services or anything because it was something with the Weinstein Company. So they only ever made 1 release of this movie, I believe. And this is, if that's true, this is one of them. And I think that's neat. It's almost like an archive, or that I have some sort of lost media, even though it's not very lost. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Turtles in Time. The funny thing about this movie is it's bad, and I got it for Christmas. My sister gave it to me, and I was so happy because this movie is bonkers, and I love it. I love it so much. I have 3 Monty Python movies. There's no story there, I just have them. I have Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and Meaning of Life, and that's pretty cool. Also, I really like this Madagascar VHS because you think it's a children's film, it's DreamWorks, and when I think of DreamWorks, I think of clamshell cases. I think of the ones that, like the kids' movies that come in the plasticky ones. You think it would be like that, but it's like a sleeve. I just thought that was a really neat touch. I have the first 4 Home Alones. I have 3 Wallace and Gromit specials. My friend Nick gave those to me for my birthday, and that was really nice of him. I have 3 volumes of a South Park set, volumes 4, 5, and 6. They're just episodes of South Park. That's pretty neat. I'd love to find The Simpsons, because I really like early Simpsons. And I think it'd be neat to have some of that. This one is Oscar's Greatest Moments, Unforgettable Highlights from the Academy Awards. And I think that's so neat because I like the Oscars. I like watching the Oscars. I won't lie. And this is really great because it's like a piece of Oscar history. Here it is. This is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The first VHS tape that I ever got, or at least from a thrift store. It was the one that kickstarted the whole collection. What else do we got? Oh yeah, I have 2 copies of the Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy. This one's the neatest one though, because these ones, I don't know if they're exactly the theatrical releases, but they're basically the theatrical releases. And look, it's just as the title, because it's part of a box set, and same with this one. It's just these 2 that are the originals. The one that's taking Return of the Jedi's replacement is the special edition, because this set that came with the originals did not come with Return of the Jedi, which is a bit upsetting because, I mean, Return of the Jedi is controversial opinion or my favorite of the original trilogy. We got Fight Club up here. I was really happy to get Fight Club because it's one of my favorite movies. Toxic alert. Cut that out of the video. And I really like Fight Club. And this is a copy of Fight Club. This is Jerry Springer, Bad Boys and Naughty Girls Uncensored. It's the trashiest television series ever, and it's uncensored. So that means you get to see full slaps and full curse words. I have The Matrix. I have The Matrix Reloaded. But I do not have the Animatrix. That's real. I have 2 copies of Jurassic Park. This one is in a sleeve, but the sleeve is a bit torn up. And then this one is in a clamshell case. I like Jurassic Park. What do you think about Jurassic Park? Leave it in the comments below. I have The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. I forgot that I had this in my collection. But sometimes that happens. When you get a collection, sometimes you'll just forget that you have things. That's when you get doubles of movies. That's why I have 2 Star Wars trilogies and 3 copies total of Episode 1. That's why you have 2 copies of both Terminator 1 and 2. That's where you get 2 Godfather trilogies. That's where you get... I watched The Fly a while ago when I was on vacation. I recently went on vacation, and I watched The Fly. We watched The Fly. I didn't like it. I thought the prosthetics were really good. Aside from the prosthetics, there wasn't much there for me. I wasn't quite a fan. I have a copy of Silence of the Lambs, but the poster freaked me out, so I put crosses over the eyes, because the eyes were disturbing to me, so I'm not gonna lie, it kind of freaks me out. Whoops. I made a spreadsheet once for my whole collection. It was pretty big. It was like, I believe, almost 200. There's a bunch that I haven't cataloged that would definitely add up to make it over 200 in the collection overall. So that's pretty neat, I like to think. I'm not sure which genre is there most. I also have the complete season, the complete 2nd and 3rd season of the show Friends. So that's kind of interesting. That's a full show, and that's a show that's still relevant today because people like it for some reason. I just moved over because I wanted to see if there was anything else that I could show. This is a VHS copy of Mamma Mia 2. I have Kill Bill Volume 1. I do not have Kill Bill Volume 2. And that upsets me a little bit because it feels a bit incomplete. I have Mad Max the Road Warrior, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I do not have Mad Max Fury Road because that movie is not on VHS as it was made in 2015. I do, however, have the entire Godfather trilogy. So that's kind of neat. I have Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire one. I also have Spider-Man 2. I'm not going to bother getting it. You probably know what it looks like. But Spider-Man is really cool because he's my favorite superhero, and spoiler alert, Tobey Maguire was in Spider-Man No Way Home, which means that the Spider-Man movie is in the Marvel Universe, which means that I have a VHS tape of a movie that is in the Marvel Universe. How cool is that? I would share more about my collection, like with what specific movies there are, but that would probably be boring. So I'm not going to do that. That's going to be a wrap. That's it. Bye.